central and provincial government leaders, businessmen and women, development partners, including my friends from the governments of Australia and New Zealand, friends, xin chào tất cả quý vị. Tôi rất vui được có mặt tại đây hôm nay cùng quý vị để chúng ta đánh dấu một mốc quan trọng trong quá trình đánh giá năng lực cạnh tranh cấp tỉnh của Việt Nam. Chặng đường 10 năm PCI qua là một thành tựu rất ấn tượng. Tôi tin rằng trong thời gian tới sẽ có nhiều kết quả nữa. As the United States and Vietnam celebrate 20 years of normalized relations, it is signature events like today's launch of the 10th Provincial Competitiveness Index that highlight how much our relationship has grown and how far it can continue given a shared vision. The long-running partnership between the United States Agency for International Development and the Vietnam Chamber of Commerce and Industry is an excellent example of how our economic cooperation has strengthened and deepened our bilateral relationship. I know that a tremendous amount of time and energy goes into compiling this invaluable resource. Thank you to the research teams who have worked so hard, and most importantly, thank you to the domestic and foreign businesses who provided the input for the PCI survey. The PCI is a key policy tool because it amplifies the voices of entrepreneurs, the domestic private sector, and foreign invested firms. It was developed to help create a more competitive and transparent business environment. Over the last 10 years, the PCI has played a widely recognized role in advancing economic governance in Vietnam. During a time when improvements in governance have been critical to Vietnam's ability to take full advantage of trade agreements like the U.S.-Vietnam bilateral trade agreement and the World Trade Organization. And the PCI remains as relevant today as ever. The government's renewed Resolution 19 on enhancing competitiveness, signed by the Prime Minister just a few weeks ago, serves as a clear sign of its utility. This document emphasizes the importance of making measurable progress on the very issues the PCI evaluates. In addition, VCCI uses tools like the PCI to monitor the effectiveness of such reform efforts. In this spirit, VCCI and USAID, through a new trader satisfaction survey, are now working to bring the same transparency and private sector feedback that have made PCI such a powerful tool to the customs reforms that Resolution 19 has prioritized. This, along with other similar cooperation efforts, will help prepare Vietnam to fully realize the potential of the many new trade agreements in which Vietnam participates, particularly the Trans-Pacific Partnership and the Global Trade Facilitation Agreement. The United States is committed to promoting economic growth that is sustainable and shared, and we are a ready, willing, and able partner for Vietnam as it moves along this path. I will leave it to Dr. Lộc and his PCI team to share with you their many interesting findings from this year's survey. But I would just like to highlight how encouraging I find the survey findings on renewed optimism about future investment, along with a widespread positive outlook shared by both domestic and foreign companies on the potential of the Trans-Pacific Partnership to spur new investment and growth. As I often say, nothing is impossible. Once again, thank you for attending today's launch and for everyone's contribution to the 2014 PCI. I am confident that VCCI and the PCI will continue to play a leading role in promoting a better business environment in Vietnam in the years ahead. VCCI's leadership role will ensure the sustainability of this important survey into the future. Tôi mong có dịp được tôi tham nhiều trên thành của quý vị trong nhiệm kỳ đại sứ của tôi tại Việt Nam và trực tiếp nói chuyện với quý vị về những nỗ lực của quý vị nhằm đầu tư vào tháo giá công ăn việc làm mới cho lực lượng dân số trẻ và đang tăng lên của Việt Nam trong 20 năm tới. Xin cảm ơn.